This is just a short video to say that I am hoping to expand out this channel to include interviews. Now, up until now, it's mainly been myself talking to the camera about my own experience as an ME-CFS patient, the treatment strategies that I have tried to improve, and breaking down the research. But what I want now is to have this channel as a place for broader discussions. Now, I have done one previous interview, which was of Steve, and he was talking there about his experience using immunoabsorption treatment, a blood washing procedure in Germany to remove autoantibodies from illnesses like ME-CFS. But what I want to do now is to have a much, as I say, broader range of voices. And so in particular, I'm looking to hear from people, anyone who has a story to share that they feel might be important, or some angle that might be important. For example, in the YouTube arena, there are quite a few stories of people who have recovered from ME-CFS using neuroplasticity. And that's great, and I'm certainly very happy to hear from people who fall into that category. There's very few stories about people who they might not have recovered, but they have actually improved. And I think that this is also something that's really worth sharing. When you have ME-CFS, it's a real, disease of, there's a spectrum of severity. Now, in the past, I was much more seriously impacted by the illness. I was bedridden for a couple of months. I had life-threatening symptoms at one stage. I was not functional. I was mainly housebound for years. And nowadays I am functional for the most part. I can lead an independent life. It's not easy. I've got a long way to go, but I've also come a long way. And I think that there's something really valuable in sharing stories of progress, because I know that when I was more severe, I would have given my eye teeth to have the life that I have now. So for people who have a story of improvement, I want to hear from you, even if you haven't got over the finish line yet. I'm also interested in hearing from people who have recovered, no matter what are the means by which they have managed to recover, whether it's the brain retraining or a range of physical strategies or the blood washing treatments, whatever. I'm very interested to hear your story, because there's more than one road to Rome, and as I say, I want this channel to be a place where we can a whole variety of ME-CFS experiences. Similarly, there are some people who work really hard on brain retraining and they don't actually get any better. If that's the case for you, I want to hear your story as well, because that really matters too. Then there are people who maybe they haven't improved, but they still have a story to share in terms of how they're coping with the illness, how they manage still to derive meaning, and just their general story, how they've got through the hard times, is also something that I want to feature on this channel. I'm also interested to hear from people who are doing innovative things in this area. Maybe they have a startup on some kind of technology that will be able to help ME-CFS and long COVID patients, and they want to share that with the viewers of this channel. I'm also interested to hear from people who do advocacy work, who are trying to turn around the situation in their own specific way, and who want to talk about how they're doing that and what led them to do that. So if you think that you have a story to share, or you know someone who might like to be interviewed and they have something useful to say, feel free to contact me via my website, patrickusher.com, and we can talk about that and see if it might be right for this channel. In the meantime, I will have a couple of interviews coming up. Very soon we'll be talking to someone who recovered from long COVID following 60 sessions of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and we will also be talking to someone who runs a very interesting and thoughtful YouTube channel, which is not very well known, and I think it deserves to be more widely known. We will be talking to that gentleman about his experience of having ME-CFS for almost 2 decades, how he's gone about deriving meaning, and how he really tries to take responsibility for his illness. So watch out for those videos in the coming month. But I just wanted to highlight that this is something that I am hoping to start doing. So please feel free to contact me with any suggestions.